Friday.
Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
Jim Jeffries on the show today. Dr. Eric Sprankle, clinical psychologist, sex therapist. His new book, DIY, The Wonderfully Weird History and Science of Masturbation. So it's an educational day, kids. Lysak's got sports news shorts. I found that it was Reverend Graham. It was a Billy Graham relative. Along with Kellogg from the cereal.
Yeah, I had no idea the backstory with Kellogg.
A clear picture of the self-polluter as written by these guys.
Mm-hmm.
The wretched transgressor sinks into a miserable fatuity and finally becomes a confirmed and degraded idiot. This is what happens if you masturbate.
Taking notes.
Whose deeply sunken and vacant glossy eyes, livid, shriveled countenance, and ulcerous, toothless gums, fetid breath, and feeble, broken voice, emaciated and dwarfish, crooked body, almost hairless head, covered perhaps with suppurating blisters and running sores, denote a premature old age, a blighted body, a ruined soul, and he drags out the remnant of his loathsome experience, his existence and exclusive devotion to his horridly abominable sexuality. Yes.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
Yes. On a lecture to young men on chastity from 1937, that's published by Dr. Kellogg. The list of ailments he believed was caused by this unusual vice is immense and included violent belching, diarrhea, other discharges from the anus, bleeding from the mouth and nostrils, feeling as if ants were crawling under the skin, a chilling sensation in the spine, a cadaver-like appearance, tooth loss, cerebral hemorrhage, spontaneous abortion, bloody semen, burning penis, and suicide. People, do I have to make this any more goddamn clear? Stop touching your ding-dongs.
Sin.
It's bad, apparently. I feel like I got a pretty good head of hair in spite of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, yours?
Man, he's really been on.
Dirty.
Celebrating birthdays this weekend, Reese Witherspoon's 48, NBA star Kyrie Irving turns 32, and John Wayne Bobbitt turns 57.
John Wayne Bobbitt made headlines back in 1993 when his then-wife Lorena cut his junk off. Men everywhere recoiled in horror and said, "What the heck?" And then we met the guy and realized that she would have done the world a favor had she actually cut his off somewhere around his neck. Happy birthday to John Wayne Bobbitt. Because that dude was a special kind of slim. Some ladies like to say that we think with their D's. And if that's the case, Lorena left the better part of John Wayne's brain somewhere in a field in Manassas, Virginia.
In news this morning, lawmakers have introduced a $1.2 trillion spending package that sets the stage for avoiding a partial government shutdown for several key federal agencies this weekend. The bill comes nearly 6 months into the current budget year and would allow Congress to complete its work in funding the government through September. Justice Department on Thursday announced a sweeping antitrust law against Apple, accusing the tech giant of engineering an illegal monopoly in smartphones that boxes out competitors, stifles innovation, and keeps prices artificially high. The lawsuit is just the latest example of aggressive antitrust enforcement by an administration that has also taken on Google, Amazon, and other tech giants with the stated aim of making the digital universe more fair, innovative, and competitive. New surveys out, study of employed Americans shows that many agree that traditional aspects of work, such as the hours and even the way employees are paid, are needed to be updated. The Monday to Friday 9-to-5 work week, which has been the norm for nearly a century, no longer suits the needs of 57% of those surveyed. 67% believe the traditional pay period of once or twice a month is also outdated. Survey found that those 62% say that it doesn't align with their financial situation, with most attributing this to the living paycheck to paycheck situation and that they cannot cover unexpected expenses that pop up. So say like your engine blows out.
Yeah, that's all real. But here's the other point of this. What I've learned about us as humans. If you were to pay us every day, we'd be broke all the time.
I was head there, as a matter of fact.
If you pay us every week, we'd be... There's a reason. I used to work for a boss, and he paid you on Mondays. Mm-hmm. And he was very serious about it because we were construction workers. And he goes, John, when I pay these guys, you guys, he goes, you don't show up on Monday, and you blow through all your money. Now, it's not his job to tell you what to do with your money, but when he paid you on Monday, you had money to eat Monday through Friday, and you were out buying goddamn Dilaudid and not showing up on Monday. But it's real. Like, listen, I get it. Some people you can deal with like that. Some people you deal with like this. It's just the way the world works. Like,
it's really smart logic, actually.
Let's face it. The reason we all look forward to our tax return is it's a forced bank account from our government. It's a savings account. If we wanted to, everybody in the world could look at exactly. If you're a W-2 employee, you know what you're going to pay in taxes, right? You could whittle it down to almost zero, and you could maximize it. You get nothing back. But even we know, let them take a little extra. then somewhere
On the
around
flip, I'm
April,
going to probably need this.
around April, we're like, God damn, we're going on a vacation.
Yeah, how the hell are we going to pay for this vacation?
Yeah.
Debbie, I got it.
Yes, it just, I understand what we're talking about, but sometimes I feel like some things do save us from ourselves.
It is funny you point this out because they say in the study, in an ideal scenario, employees would prefer to be paid either weekly or daily to better suit their current financial needs.
I'm sure we all would, right? But you know what I don't want to do? Also chase down some jackhole from here every day. You know what I mean? I got to go chase someone for my check every day. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
Nearly $1 billion Mega Millions jackpot is up for grabs, offering the prospect of instant riches.
Well, to that point, how many people do you see ruin their lives because they get handed a bunch of money?
Oh, yeah.
A huge amount.
They make whole documentaries about lottery winners.
Multiple.
Sometimes saving you from yourself is the key to life. Like, it's true.
I just said earlier this week, because we were talking about maybe it was the lottery or something stupid, I go, I know now at this point in my life, if I ever fall into accidentally any sort of money, I immediately take that information and go to an adult to have them deal with it.
No,
because
it's real.
I'm an idiot.
Because now, but now you know what to do with it.
Of
You're
course.
fine. You're going to be just fine.
Came to me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
It's like being a guy. In your 20s, if you end up the wrong girl, but the sex is so ridiculously good, sex is so good, that somehow turns into love inside your man brain in your 20s. But you're like, it's going to be fine because if I love her enough, I work hard enough, and I just give her, it's going to be just great. And then somewhere along the line, you realize there's a definite separation between you. Listen, you are incredibly fun, but you're crazy and bad. And there is no future in this. So I'm going to ride this ride for a few weeks, possibly a month, but I'm going to make the right decision and go a little safer on this way. And thank God for just a little clarity past the end of our ding-dongs.
Fire in the ditch.
I'm telling you, man, I've seen it. And some guys never get past it. Some guys, like, dude, I will tell you, I'm going to say.
Four people immediately just, their face popped into my head quickly.
Oh, dude, Klaus got his first piece of real ass, and literally ran with a $750,000 check to give away his money.
And he's just one of your friends.
I was just one of them, yeah.
Just one in that type
like,
of situation.
Hey man, maybe you're already kind of doing it, cheating right now. So maybe try to get away with it before you write the check. Like, but he, you know what? In his, I'm not even going to say defense. In his confidence in his decisions, he is still married to the other chick. Yep. So there's nothing to be said about that.
What have we learned, by the way?
Well,
if I've learned anything in 8 years.
I learned that his ex-wife married a much better-looking guy. He got cute about it one day. I go, stop it, dude. You know that dude's better looking than you, and you're the one that effed it up. And you had to write a check for $750,000. So stop it. Don't listen. Yeah, we ain't going to change the narrative now. I was there the whole time. So stop it. You know what's
You're
up.
trying to rewrite this movie script.
You know what the difference is? She's dating a dude with a full head of hair, and she's still a millionaire. So
if I've learned
calm down, Captain.
Anything,
Now,
you hide your money through friends.
Yeah, no, he's definitely banging out a hot piece of ass and all. But, everything's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off.
At any point, because I know you had discussions with, on one hand, you have friends. Did you ever say, just take that check, take that money, and hide it?
Of course I did.
I'll help you hide it.
I've said it
as your friend.
Yes.
Don't even need a cut.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you who, but it wouldn't be hard to guess. I have that other person's key to the...
That's right. You did say you had more than... in your life, you've had more than one safety deposit box.
Yeah, I got more than one safety deposit box in my safe at home. And they're not mine. Yes. Mike
just went to go get his. He forgot he had one. Yeah, you bet. That makes me laugh. In this day and age, they're like, no, I'm going to still keep that. By the way, the $977 million prize is for a sole winner who chooses to be paid through an annuity of 30 years. Winners almost always opt for the cash payment, for which Friday's drawing would be an estimated $461 million. Talk about hitting lucky. Kansas City Public School teachers will be getting a pay raise next school year, according to an announcement from the superintendent. KCPS announced that first-year teacher salaries will increase from $46,650 to $48,150. Current KSPS teachers will also see an increase in their yearly salary. Announcement comes during a non-bargaining year. They said it recognizes the critical importance of investing in educators, especially during a nationwide teacher shortage. In music news, Disturbed singer David Draymond weighed in on the debate about people using an AI music generator as a tool to create melodies, harmonies, and rhymes based on AI algorithms and machine learning models. His take? I think AI is going to be a lot more successful at coming up with pop and EDM style stuff than it will be with coming up with even adult contemporary kind of things. I mean, an extension to rock, because there is some science to song structure. There's some science in terms of what notes resonate within the human mind more than others, but there's no science to determining that mystical combination of notes that, for whatever reason, this melodic pattern hits you there. He said you can't teach an artificial intelligence that. It can learn that. You either have to have it or you don't. And so for that reason, I do believe that I still have a lot of faith in the future. But yeah, the less organic things become, the more wary I become.
Yeah. Well, years ago, I was reading the ZZ Top autobiography for Billy Gibbons, and it talks about how, this is, a 25-year-old book. When they went from doing stuff like Deguelo and Tres Hombres, like Tush, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first sound of ZZ Top. And ZZ Top's always had a very distinct sound. So this, the old school, like... Very, Texas, right? Mm-hmm. So he started to study, and Billy's always been, by all reports, an incredibly intuitive and science kind of driven guy, like very curious how things work. Mm-hmm. So he had read and started to study what beats per minute were the top songs and the trends of that time in music. So by the time he got to this stuff, he had made his decision, and it was the biggest selling records they ever had. And it has that huge distinct sound change for ZZ Top, man. Hear that behind it?
Yep.
The synthesizer. Yeah, listen to this. Yeah. So he just started doing everything by beats per minute.
How interesting.
And certain, like Dave Drain was saying, certain notes that resonate with inside the human brain. And if you go back and listen to Eliminator and Afterburner, and it's incredibly obvious. Like, it's really interesting.
But how far ahead was he in even considering any of that thought? That's pretty cool. In other AI news, to protect music and the Tennessee artists who create it from the copyright theft of AI, Governor Bill Lee signed a new law into effect yesterday. The Ensuring Likeness, Voice, and Image Security Act, ELVIS, prohibits people from using AI to replicate a performer's voice without their permission. The new law adds the artist's voice to existing image and likeness protections in Tennessee. The Elvis Act was introduced in January. Bill were both fully approved by the Senate's House, and Senate members now await the governor's signature. The governor, by the way, had noted when technology disrupts in a negative way, when it impacts those workers in a negative way, it's really important to all of us. This is a threat to an industry that has made Tennessee globally known. In other news, despite his Peacock comedy series Bumpkus being renewed, Pete Davidson is ending the show after just one season. Pete says, I've always seen Bumpkus as a window into my life since it's so personal and about my struggles and family. After nearly a decade of my personal life being in the media, I wanted a chance to tell my story my way. Of all the work I've ever done, Bumpkus is by far what I'm most proud of. I'm so grateful to Lorne Michaels, Broadway Video, Peacock, Universal TV, and the amazing cast and writers for helping me create something honest, funny, and heartfelt. I do also feel that this part of my life is finished. I'm very excited for the next chapter and for you guys to see the work. Thank you to all who supported me. I'm forever grateful.
I'd like to see the ratings on it. No, almost nobody. Chappelle's the only guy I've ever seen cut a show with great ratings and walk away from the money.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show Bumpkus?
No.
Me either.
What was the other thing he did, though?
Jake, you ever watch it? he says no to.
What was Davidson's other thing? Was it the movie I'm thinking of that he put out like a year, 2, 3 ago?
Staten Island.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody watched that either.
I did see that one.
No, listen.
That's it.
I don't feel...
Actually, the reason to watch that movie is Bill Burr is fantastic in it.
Well, listen, and I'm not taking shots at him. I think he's great. And I'd like to be known for banging Ariana Grande with it. And, of course, they coined the term Big D energy because of Pete Davidson's giant crank, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fine. I think he'll be just fine.
My favorite baby girl of the week. Finally, cops in Burlington, Iowa say 46-year-old Michelle Young walked up to a home, knocked on the door 3 times. When there was no answer, she set the porch on fire. Homeowners said they didn't know this person. They have a doorbell camera footage of her lighting items on fire on this porch. When police arrived and found Young, she admitted to setting the fire, but she said she believed the home belonged to a friend. She also said that she saw a sign outside which read, "Witches Welcome," and since she's a witch, she decided to light the fire, adding she didn't want to hurt anyone. By the way, before showing up at the house, police say that she'd spent a couple of hours walking around the neighborhood collecting items including car's taillight, tinfoil, tree bark, and a yellow lawn flag. Big surprise, she was also in possession of drugs. I'm Nycki Pace for the Johnny Dare Morning Show.